Right, so we're in Revit, and I wanted to look briefly at massing, and we're going to create an unusual roof, and we're going to use the X-ray mode in massing. So I've got a new architectural project inside of Revit, and straight away I'm going to choose File, New, Family, and in the templates I'm going to choose Conceptual Mass, and inside of Conceptual Mass we have Metric Mass, so I'm going to choose that and press Open. Okay, so inside the Metric Mass I'm going to go to level 1, and I'm going to draw 3 sets of splines. So these splines are going to have 3 points in them, and I'm going to press escape to change my splines. Press escape, and let's do a small one. Let's do that and escape. Alright, so these splines are going to make up my mass object, so I'm going to press the control key down so that I can select these 3 separate splines and then choose create form, solid form, and we get something like this, which is good. Now if I go to 3D view, you can see that this is completely flat, and if I select with the tab key, if I select this, if I choose X-ray mode, I can see all of the points that I drew originally plus some extra ones. So all of these points I can select individually, which is really good. So let's use the tab key here, and I'll zoom in. I'll grab this point here. Let's see. I'll try and grab that point. Okay, so I've got this point. There, I've got that point. So each point has its own axis that we can modify and change. So I can bring these points up and this one down, and let's bring that up, something like that. I'm going to bring this point down, and we can make it a much more unusual shape, which is cool. So let's grab this point on the blue, and we'll do something with these points as well. Let's just change the angle so we can see better. Grab that point, take that down, select the middle one, and let's I might need to rotate around so I can clearly access that blue one there. Okay, and we've got a very interesting canopy going there, right? So after we've created this form, we could take it a little bit further. We could modify the shape even more, and one of the ways that we could do that is to click again on level 1, and we could create an object here. So this time I'm going to create a void object. So I'm going to do a 2-point curve and take that out to about there. Use my straight line tool, because this is just cutting away at the shape. And so in 3D view I can select this shape and create a void form. Okay, so this void form is going to cut through the previous mass, which is good, giving me a nice curved edge. And we could do the same thing on the other side. So if I go again to a 2-point curve, and I'm going to go from here to here and create a curve just like so. Use the straight line tool and create something like that. Press escape, go to 3D view again, select this and create a void form. Okay, so that's doing exactly the same thing. So I can click off of there, and I've got a very interesting a very interesting shape. Now I do have a slight issue here, which could cause problems, which, you know, is something we could we could tidy up. And well, I should try and tidy up. So let's have a little look. Let's press the tab key. Yeah, and that way we can select these void forms, and we can edit the profile. So I could select and modify these lines out, making sure that they're overlapping in the way that I want them to. Okay, and that's it. That's tidier, isn't it? We've still got some lines here, so I am going to make sure that those are tidied up as well. So I'm pressing the tab key, and then let's modify the footprint this way. So I'll bring that way out there. Press the tick. Okay, so we've still got a slight little bit there, I think, because the mass actually goes lower. So I might change the height of the mass. Let's do that. So I press the tab key, and let's modify this. Let's modify this a little bit. Let's just grab that point and bring that up a touch. And I think we need to do the same thing over here. Okay, good. Alright, so now we've got a much cleaner shape. Okay, and so what can we do with this unusual shape? Well, we could create a grid across here. So we could divide the surface, and we could create a grid, and we could choose a pattern. We could choose any of these patterns, hexagons. We could change the size of these. We could choose a triangle bent. Let's have a look at that, or a triangle flat. Let's go with the triangle flat, and I've got 10 by 10. I'm going to change that to 20 by 20. 20 by 20. Enter. Okay, so we've got these tight little triangles. But what we can also do is we could apply some structure here. So we can do that by going to File and New, Family. We'll create another family. Go to this time we'll go to metric. I think metric generic model pattern base. That's what I'm looking for. It might be metric. Model base, pattern base, metric generic model pattern based, RFT. Press open, and inside of here, if we select the grid edge just here, then we can choose triangle flat, just like we're using. So we got the same thing there. And what I want to do is create a frame that I'm going to apply inside my model. And to do that, I need to add an extra point along the edge here. Select that point, set that as my work plane. I can zoom in, and I'm going to draw this sort of block shape, just like that. Okay, after I've done that, I can select these edges and use control click to select this block and then create form here, and we create this frame. Okay, once I've done that, I can choose load into project 1, click OK, and if we go back into our project, our metric mass, actually this is the one we needed it loaded into, so let's double check that. So we've got this one, we'll go load into project and let's choose family 1, press OK, so now it's in both. Okay, so that when we look at this pattern, this one here, okay, if we select this, now we should see in our list, hopefully, actually I think I might have needed to save that, so let's do that. Let's go back in here, file, save as family, and I'm going to save it to my documents, family 2, save. Okay, now we can go back in here and I'm going to press on insert if that's available. Let's check. Let's check here. Let's load, I tell you what, let's load this into the project as well. So we'll load this into project 1, press OK, and we'll turn on visibility on our mass, and let's go to 3D view, there it is, and we'll edit the family, select the edge, go down the list, and there's family 2, and that's going to load in the frame. It might take a few moments to work that out, and there we go, we've got our frame. So let's look in the 3D view and you can see that it's created that frame for us on all of these triangles, which is really good. That's, yeah, level 0. That should be showing up in here. So we've got the frame load into project. That's going to update in project 1. Overwrite existing version. Loads it in again. Here it comes. 60%, nearly there. There we go. And there is, in our normal Revit project, we've got a very unusual shape using the X-ray mode on the mass modeling, plus applying a pattern-based framework. We could include a glass pane in between there as well, and I think that works really well. So hopefully that's useful. Thanks for watching.